Did your mother talk to you about sex?
Yes.
At what age?
She talked to us very early. Like, I think while we were still kind of toddlers, that it started with only she and the nanny were supposed to like undress us or touch us, and it was only during bath time. So if it was anything outside that, we were supposed to come and tell her that it happened, and then she would like deal with it from there.
And it saved them. When she was 4 and the one next to her was 3, the 3-year-old said to her, I don't like that Uncle Yobinshin again. And she said, why? Say he took me to the boys' quarter and he tried to remove my pants. I told him it's not bathing time. Because that was what I told them. Only if you're about to be bathed and your nanny, nobody else. And she said, this one said, that's a bad uncle. Mommy said, anybody. That's how I found out. And guess who Uncle Yobinshin was? Uncle Yobinshin was my security guard. He was trying to touch my child. There are predators everywhere. But you see, that little discussion helped her. Oh my God. When I was growing up, my mother didn't talk to us about periods. No. I went to an all-girl school. One day, you just hear one girl shout, hey, I didn't do anything on my body, blood on my bed. Because her mother didn't teach her. So I started teaching them. And this one will always see me with my sanitary towel. Sometimes when she walks into the bathroom unannounced. Mommy, what is this? I said, don't worry. So one day, she came and was asking me, what is this? No, she came and met me. Mommy, where do babies come from? Hey, I asked my mother that question. And my mother didn't know what to say to me. My mother looked at her and said, I vomited you. And you know, for a long time, I'll sit down and imagine how wide a woman's mouth will open for baby. And I went and told her, I said, Mommy, I'm not going to have children. She said, what? I said, I don't want my mouth to tear. She just left me. I didn't know that my turn would come. This child came and asked me, Mom, where do babies come from? The exact reaction from my mom is what I found myself in. My eyes went that way and came back, hey. But I said, oh God, please. Because when I went to secondary school, they told me that you have to have sex to have children. I said, Lord, what will I tell this child now? And the Lord gave me an idea. And I said to her, baby, are you a girl or a boy? She said, I'm a girl now. She was 4 years old, or 4 or 5, I'm not sure. I'm a girl now. I said, what of Ephraim, your brother? You see a boy again? She said, Mommy, don't you know? He's a boy now. I know the one that gave birth to him. I said, so how do you know you are a girl and he's a boy? She stopped. And she started thinking. She said, I know. I said, what is it? My pee-pee is different from his own. I said, very good. You see his pee-pee, babies cannot pass through. Your pee-pee, babies can pass through. She said, oh, is that how babies come in? Okay. And she left. So I wasn't graphic, and yet I didn't like to and tell her I vomited her. Okay. So another day she walked in on me with my sanitary towel. Mommy, what is this? I said, so you know I told you the other time that your pee-pee babies can pass through. She said yes. I said, okay, so every month your body prepares to be a mommy. You have something called a uterus, and there will be blood lining the uterus so that if baby comes, the uterus can take care of the baby. Then after 9 months, you deliver the baby. I said, but because you are still a child, you don't have a husband, you're not yet married, every month when the uterus will prepare, no baby will come, then the uterus will get disappointed. Then it will start crying, and that's the blood that you now use the sanitary towel. So hold it so that it will not stain your dress. She said, is the uterus a human being? How can you be disappointed? We laughed about it and she left.
She laughed.
Came back a few days later. Mommy, you know a few years later, I'm about to write common entrance. I said, yes. She said, Mommy, do you know that if you want to wee or poo, they will not give you extra time with others who didn't leave the classroom to go and wee or poo? I said, then before you enter the exam, go and wee, go and poo. So if you go in, you don't have to stand up. Then she left and came back. Hey, Mommy, something is bothering me. I said, what if my uterus gets disappointed? I said, come on, get out of here. It's not going to get disappointed. This child harassed my life. But it's not a taboo topic. Yes. We talk about it. Don't tell me you are shy. Shy is not a fruit of the spirit. The Bible doesn't say the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, shy. It's not there. Don't be too shy to talk about what God was not too shy to create. If you don't educate them, somebody will educate them wrong, and then there'll be problem. Imagine if I didn't speak to this 3 or 4 year old and say nobody should touch you. They will not think anything is wrong. And then the door to their sexuality will be opened, and you can't close that door once it's open. All right. Okay, somebody else was raising her hand. Yes, ma'am.
How would you describe how daddy treats mommy? Do you like how daddy treats mommy?
I mean,
I told you, just speak.
Okay, one of my strongest memories, I think I was 4 or 5 as well, was waking up at night because I was hearing shouting. You know, it's Nigeria, so NEPA are taking light and generator wasn't on. So in our house, all the rooms are in one section, and there's like an archway that leads to the dining room, the parlor, and there's like a small children's parlor where we play, so that will not spoil anything else. So I heard shouting, but it was coming from the children's parlor, and once I got to the archway, I hadn't stepped through, but I could see into the parlor, and the first thing I saw was my dad's hand, like this on my mom's face, and then I heard the sound of her head connect with the concrete wall.
Jesus Christ.
And I can still remember what I saw, what I heard, and that memory has never left me. Mommy didn't know at the time that I saw that.
I only found out last year.
Oh, wow.
And I cried because I always believed that they never witnessed any of the violence. But she saw.
So from then, I didn't really see my dad the same way, but obviously I didn't let him know that because I was like, what if it's my own head next time? If I say something. So I sure know that there were times when I tried to talk to him about stuff I wasn't comfortable with, even if it didn't have to do with my mom, like stuff I would see like in his stuff, and I'm like, why do you have this? He will always make up some story, but at least I felt better that I asked about it. And then I guess I wasn't as naive anymore from then, even if I was still very young. I just became more aware of the more subtle ways that kind of abuse was happening, but maybe not physically. And then as I got older, like she started talking to me about it and all that stuff and opening up a bit. And then I started to recognize them for myself and everything. So that helped me when I got to uni and I started dating and stuff. And I just realized that I would like start a relationship, but then start seeing things that reminded me of my dad. And I'm not doing this again and all that.
Okay, so imagine if I didn't educate her. She won't recognize the signs of an abuser.
Yes.
And she will repeat what her mother did, is the Bible. She will fall into the same kind of, I fell into the same kind of hands. My mom did not go through so much physical abuse, but psychological, financial, mental abuse. My mother suffered it. In fact, at the end of her life, she lost her mind. Dementia took my mom. It was from pain. It was pain. She became senile at 72. She died at 80. Okay, so if I hadn't taught my daughter, I say, oh, let us protect the family. Which family? And then you cover abuse and not you know what the word train means? Bible says train up a child in the way that he should go. When we hear train in Africa, we think of Cain. You know, train is a phrase. In the original Greek text, it's a phrase. It says equip for the future.
Equip for the future.
Equip the child for the future he's going to face, or the future she's going to face, so that when they enter the future, they are not clueless. That's what that scripture means.
Yes.
And so I decided, my mom didn't talk to me about her abuse. She bottled everything in and she had a stroke towards the end of her life. I decided, no, I'll be different. Without running their father down, without painting him as a monster, he was dealing with his own stuff from where he was coming from. Because that's the model he saw.
Right.
And so I didn't need to paint him as anything. I just needed to equip my children. My boys, they're tired of hearing. If I ever hear that your hand touches your wife, even if I'm dead, I will get up in my grave and in your dream I will slap you silly. But if I'm alive and I hear I'm coming to your house, I say you will beat me too, because I'm coming to slap the living daylight out of you. You must not raise your hand on your wife. Mommy, wherever you will hear again. That's how.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
I tell them you will do better than your father.
Yes.
You have to be an improvement on your father. Being our children is not a right, it's a privilege. And it is also a responsibility. When my daughter got married, I had all the talk with her and her husband and told him, hey, oh boy, I did not raise the punching bag. Don't ever lay a hand on my daughter. On that count, you will always have a room in my house. If you hit my daughter, I will take her from you. Mother said, what kind of talk is that? I say, my father did not tell you not to do it. That's why you did it to me. Me, I'm telling you now so that you know. Because you can tell my father, I didn't know that it was not okay with you. Because where there's no law, there's no sin. I said, so allow me to spell it out. I said, son, don't touch her. If you touch her, I will take her from you. He said, ma, my father never did it. I never saw my father touch my mom. I don't have an example to copy. He said, secondly, I'm not a fighter. I don't fight. He said, but ma, I want to say something. I said, I don't know what I would do if she slapped me first.
Smart question.
And I said to him, son, the day you marry her, you become my son too. If it's not okay for you to slap her, it is doubly not okay for her to slap you. No, it's not okay. Yes. I said, my daughter, the one I raised as a lady, is foolish enough to slap you first. Anything she sees, she should take. I told him like that. My daughter was sitting there. It's not okay. Cane in the house is not for spouse, it's for the children. The Bible says foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child, and the rod of correction will drive it far from him. So cane is not for husband or wife. Beating is not for the husband or the wife. It's for the children. Nobody should raise their hand on their spouse. Right. It's completely anti-God.
I'm telling you.
God hates abuse in any form. All right? Okay, so there was something else you were saying that I wanted to quickly interject. I've forgotten. When you said at 5 you saw it. Okay, well, whatever. If I remember, I'll say. But I don't want us to hide stuff.
Yes.
There are people watching online, and I don't mind If I can save, if I can save lives,
Yes, Lord.
with my story, so be it.
Yes, Lord.
It has already happened. And I'm not speaking from a place of brokenness or a place of pain. I'm speaking from a place of victory. This is a product of the life I have lived. It has helped her to choose and to recognize an abuser and say, I'm not having any of this. All right?
Question. Is there any conversation your mom had with you that you were not comfortable with?
I think, yeah, but like I still understood that she was doing it for my own good. I don't know if I can remember any specific examples. Maybe when she started talking to me about boys and stuff. But yeah, there were also conversations that I was very scared to bring to her. But I remember even from the first one, she handled it in a way where I didn't feel scared to come back if I had something else that I wanted to talk to her.
That's awesome.
I knew I couldn't do that with my dad because he would just shout, he would go straight to cane and all that. So sometimes even when I spoke to her, I would tell her not to tell my dad, or at least not yet. Maybe when I'm old at that time, I can deal with whatever comes and all that stuff. But she was always like an open door for me to come and talk to her about stuff. I'll say there were some times when I felt like, okay, when I bring up something, the first thing she'll tell me is Bible and God. And I just used to feel like...
That's my signature.
Yeah.
It's Bible and
I used
God.
to feel like she was just preaching at me, and I felt like, can I just talk to mommy, not Rev Christie? But after I told her that, she kind of found a better way to like combine the two, so that I didn't feel like she dismissed the problem and just told me go and read your Bible or go to God. But she still like helped me out as a mom, but still emphasized the importance of having a relationship with God, so that I wouldn't have to come to her so often. I would also learn to go to God first. So yes.
I walked into the question I was going to ask, but I was about to say we know Christie Bature as Reverend Christie Bature, and that's what most of us know. I know her as a mentor. She mentors me and counsels me. I was going to ask you, who is Christie Bature as a mom? Just if you could just give that description as raw as you can.
I think I have a really cool
Does she
mom.
beat you?
Yeah, she definitely beat us when we needed it. But like every time I think of when she beats me, I'm like, you deserve it, Sha. Like I've never felt like I was abused or she didn't hit me often. Like I had to have done something very bad. In fact, sometimes it's my older siblings that will hit me first. I should be the one telling them, no, don't hit her. She's shouting too, but she's like, no, don't hit her. There's no point. So and then my mom, especially for a pastor, is like really cool. I didn't feel so, how do I explain it? It's like caged in. I'll say maybe my social life at the beginning, but as I grew older, I understood why. And it also didn't help that all my friends were like 3 states away because of where I went to boarding school. So that wasn't her fault, There just wasn't people she was safe letting me go out and just lay around.
Right.
And if there were crazy creeps in the house, I definitely understood why she was so worried about outside. So I think my mom's really cool. She's really funny. Like last or
She really is funny.
Yeah. So I always thank God for her. And one of my favorite things about my mom is I have some half siblings, and so today people will still argue with me when they find out that they're not her biological children. They're like, they lie. Have you seen how other stepchildren are getting treated? And I see that, so I always tell her that that's one of my favorite things about her, that she treated them like they were the same as us. When we were growing up, we didn't really know the difference, so we got much older. And I don't know, I just really, really liked that, because I hear all the horror stories and I see them on social media, and I'm like, thank God my mother was not like this. And I think I wouldn't know all my siblings if not for her. She was the reason that I know all the ones that I know, and we all grew up together. So yeah, my mom is awesome.
I have another question. Is there any signature of your mom on you that you would not transfer to your own children?
That I wouldn't
You will not.
transfer.
That is a negative one.
That's a good question. I think maybe minor stuff, like how she doesn't like when I wear dark colors, or like how
She wear black lipstick, black eye pencil, black nail polish, black shoe. I said that devil color.
and she's like, exactly, she's
See.
like the only one.
She painted only one because we're fighting. I said, can't paint all black. How can somebody critique of black, plate black, bedsheet black, car black?
I'm not really a color person, so that's just it's because of what I like. Like today is all black and white, but not because of any funny reason. That's just how I like to dress. But she wasn't like super strict with us, and I think maybe the things I didn't like was because, like she said, she didn't know better. So she didn't do those things because she wanted us to feel bad or she wanted to hurt us. So I don't think so. I don't think there's any. Maybe, like she said, not taking abuse for so long. Like, I don't even want to get to the stage where I have to measure which abuse is too much. And watching her has really helped me with that. At first, when I started dating, like I said, I struggled a little bit, but then I started to see like the patterns that she always talked about, and I'm like, so before I like go too deep with anybody, I've already seen like there's not even a point going anywhere at all. So I'd say maybe that's the only thing. If my children happen to ever fall into that, like them knowing that okay, it's time to go. We're not waiting, and knowing that staying for the children doesn't ever help the children. So yeah, and that's for me as well. So that's it.